Alright, so today I'm going to talk about the body, the sun, and energy. I think one of the things you need to do is to understand the misconception, first off, of what energy is. Everything is velocity. There is no particle or part or material. So everything is just simply things that are moving. And just like velocity is space and then time, and that's actually what we move in. We move in space and time. On this planet, you're walking around over time. You do not control time at any time. If you look at energy, it is the reciprocal of that. Instead of being space and time, it's time-space. And this thing works on time, but not over space. So it is simply the reciprocal of it. The sun is something that is a little bit hard to understand. We still don't quite understand how the sun works. But what I'm going to tell you is that obviously it is sending us energy. We know that we can capture it using all types of different things. Not just from the sun, but even from its movement, which would be from the wind and from many things. But the energy as it impacts the body is a couple of different things. It is information. I know that a lot of people, they don't probably want to hear this, but you're actually getting somewhat of a download. It is why we need vitamin D. The problem is, obviously, manufactured vitamin D is simply not going to work. Might help a little bit, but you need that energy. You look out to the sun and you say, oh, I need that. And you actually do. So this energy is going to not only give you information, but it gives you things like vitamin D and vitamin K. It will hold all types of things, and even much faster than that, that I couldn't even possibly comprehend. But it is the main focus of what we have. It can even change our DNA. It has all types of different things that it does, of which we only know just a few. Alright, so obviously we know that vitamin D has been in the news quite lately about helping certain things like that disease that they talk about. Vitamin K also helps. All of those things are happening and are from the sun. Now, how you perceive light is what comes from the sun. And how you perceive it right now, it may actually change. Right now we see it as two, you basically have a magnetic and an electric. And you have them at 90 degrees, like if one is going electric this way, the other goes like this. So it is always traveling 90 degrees from the other. And each plane, magnetic, electric, or electric and magnetic, is just two, we'll call them facets. It will turn out that we're going to actually be changing, and it is presently happening. Instead of just having the two, it will have 4, maybe even 8 or 12. Who knows? Maybe 24. This is going to change us. We will also change our DNA. We are going from 2 strands to 4, 8, 12, just as these light is. Before, we could not handle this much information. There was a time where we could handle, oh yeah, we can handle tons of information. But if you really look at what our science is, really not very good at all. What we could handle is only small pieces of information. For instance, if you're reading a paragraph, you only get the first and the last sentence. We just can't comprehend it. And a lot of that is because we're beginning out. This is the beginning stage. You're not going to be able to take all this energy from the sun. It's coming from the sun. It's too much. But we have, over the last 75,000 years, increased our ability to do that. And we should be at this time able to absorb that more energy, basically having all types of understanding. But in the beginning, you don't want that. So what else does the sun hold? Well, the sun is what gives us everything. And it is the one that is going to be changing now, and you'll see it much brighter. You've noticed that instead of being yellowish, it's starting to become white. I do know that I do look at the sun. I know they always tell you that you shouldn't look at the sun. I was like, okay, well, in everything that they've ever told me, they've lied. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to look at the sun. Let's see what happens. So I actually did look at the sun, and I didn't go blind. I look at the sun all the time. Now, I would not recommend that, because who knows? Maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. I'm not going to say go look at the sun. It does seem a little crazy. But I did, and I noticed that it started off a yellow color, and then it went, and it kind of, instead of being wider, it actually went in, all the yellow went out, and it was just bright yellow, bright white, instead of kind of a yellowish color. Kind of cool. Had some magentas on the outside. It was very interesting. But the sun is telling us something. It is telling us that we need to, of course, go up. We are going to be experiencing all of this next level sun, which, if you're spiritual, it's going from 3D to 4 or 5D, however it goes. We will be changing. But that is what the energy is doing, and what it's doing to the body is it always needs that information. Your actually body itself takes the information. Your actual soul takes it and can change the DNA and move things up and down. That's the information. Change the information of the DNA to then change the proteins. The proteins actually make your phenotypes. It doesn't matter at all, the DNA. The DNA is telling the actual things that change you, which is the proteins. Anyhow, I believe that's about a good summary, and I'd like to end this one on this piece. Go in the love and the light of the one eternal Creator.